start now. Okay, so what is the relationship between the points on a straight line and the equation? So we are actually looking at, if you have a graph here, so this is the diagram 1. So the equation for diagram 1 is x plus 2y equivalent to 4. So when you have x plus 2y equivalent to 4, you have actually 3 points given in your graph. Okay, so if you look at point P and point Q compared with point R, okay, so point P and point Q is on the straight line. Okay, dia berada di atas garis lurus itu. But point R is not on the straight line. So what does it mean? Okay, let's look at diagram 2. So I'm going to put a question. What does it mean when you don't have the points is not on the line? Okay, so let's look at diagram 2. The same thing goes in diagram 2. Point P and point Q is on the straight line, but point R is not on the straight line. So what it means by the points being on the straight line and the points being not on the straight line? Okay, so guys, from the position of point P, Q and R, okay, what we have done here, okay guys, we were going to focus, okay, what happens when we substitute the coordinates from point P into the equation. Okay, so when you substitute into the equation, you will get the left hand and the right hand solution would be the same. Okay, so when you have the left hand solution and the right hand solution as the same, it means the point will be on the line. Okay, faham eh? Okay, so when you have macam example point R, point R is not on the line. So what does it shows? So point R, when it is not on the line, you will see the left hand solution and the right hand solution is not equal. Okay, so untuk for you to get a better understanding, I'm going to show you example 6. Okay, so we are going to try to do example 6, and from there hopefully you will understand. Okay, so let's look at example 6 here, class. The question says that, okay, determine whether point P lies on the given straight line. So yes or no. So how to find? So now first question A, okay, we have to write down the equation. So you have y equivalent to 3x plus 2. Okay, after that the given of point P again, point P is given as 2 and 8. Okay, so 2 is x, y is equivalent to 8. Okay, so let's see just before that. Okay, alright. So if you have questions, you may write down in the chat box here, guys. Continue. Okay, so I'm going to substitute the value. Okay, so this is left and right hand. So teacher bahagi into 2 parts. Left hand solution and right hand solution. So left is equivalent to y. Right hand is 3x plus 2. So y is equivalent to 8. 3x is equivalent to 2 plus 2. So how much do you get? So do you get 8? Yes, you get 8. So 8 and 8. So when it's equal, it means P lies on the straight line. Okay, so P lies on the straight line. Do you understand, class? Okay, so let's look at the next example. Okay, so you have to write down the answers clearly. Okay, how do you write the answers? You have to mention that the P2 8 lies on the straight line y equivalent to 3x plus 2. So this is how you answer the question. So let's try the next one, guys. Okay, next one, question B. Okay, you have 3x minus 2y equivalent to 12. Okay, so this is the value of x and this is the value of y. Okay, so let's substitute the value. So left hand and right hand. So sekarang kita buat secara visually. 3, you put in the value of x, negative 2, y is 2 equivalent to 12. Okay, so you get negative 12 minus 4, then equivalent to 12. So you get here negative 16, here you get 12. So is this the same? So it is not the same. So the left hand and the right hand is not equal. It means P does not lie on the straight line 3x minus 2y equivalent to 12. So this is how you do it. Okay, basically this is just a trial method. So when you do this, you will understand if the point is on the line or if it's not on the line. Okay guys, so teacher explained A and B. So I would like you also to read question C and D. Try to understand question C and D. Okay, and let's look at example 7 now. Any questions so far?
No.
No. Okay, so let's look at example 7. Okay, in example 7, right, the diagram shows a straight line. So 3x plus 2 plus 5y equal to 15. Given that O is the origin, determine the value of H, K, and Q. Okay, so what you have, the informations you have is 3x plus 5y equivalent to 15. And what is the information you already know? You know that straight line can be presented as y equivalent to mx plus c. You also have the picture, the diagram. So from the diagram, you know k is the y-intercept. Okay, k is the y-intercept. So when y-intercept, it means the value of x is actually equivalent to 0. Okay, so kita buat apa macam mana ni? Okay, h is y-intercept. So x is equivalent to 0. So 3x is now 0 plus 5y is equivalent to 15. So you use linear equation. How you solve linear equation? Use the same method. 3 times 0 is 0, so it 15 divided by 5, so y is actually equivalent to 3. Okay, means what? What is value of y? Okay, sekarang teacher ubah supaya you see what I mean, yeah. Okay, so teacher padam all the y. Okay, why I padam all the y? Because y has been given by the letter k. Okay. Okay, can you see that, guys? So k is actually equivalent to 3. So you already have your answer for k. Alright? Okay, let's look at h. Okay, so when you look at h here, the point h, this is x-intercept. Okay, so it's an x-intercept, and then the value of y is equivalent to 0. So we do the same way, guys. Okay, so y, 3x plus 5y equal to 15. So 3, I'm going to change x as h, plus 5, y is 0, 15. So 3h is equivalent to 15. H is equivalent to 15 divided by 3, which gives you 5. Okay. Alright, so that we already have answers for h. Then we look for q. Okay. So what is q? Q is a line or a point which is on the line. So kalau dia on the line, that means, okay, let me do it on a new page. If it is on the line, it means 3x plus 5y is equivalent to 15. Okay, so what is the value of p? P is given by 2q. Okay, means this is x and y is equivalent to q. So let's substitute. Okay, 5 is equivalent to q is equivalent to 15. Okay, so you get 6 plus 5q equivalent to 15. 5q is equivalent to 15 subtract 6. Okay, so 15 subtract 6 is equivalent to 15 subtract 6 is equivalent to 9. So Q is equivalent to 9 over 5. That's the answer, class. Okay. And the last thing is to find the gradient. Okay. Dia suruh kita cari. Okay. What is the gradient of straight line 3x plus 5y equal to 15? Okay. So to find the gradient, you should also remember. Okay, teacher have taught you y is equivalent to mx plus c, where m stands for gradient. Okay, so we have two options. Okay, there is another way to find gradient. Okay, using the formula which is negative y-intercept divided by x-intercept. Okay, so what is y-intercept? Okay, y-intercept, you already have your answers here. K is y-intercept, H is x-intercept. So K is equivalent to 3. Okay, K is equivalent to 3 and x is equivalent to 5. So this is your answer, negative 3 over 5. Okay guys, so this will be for practice 9.1c. Okay, so do you understand so far, guys? Are you all okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we go on to the last part of the lesson for today. Okay, which is how to determine or how to understand the gradient with parallel lines. Okay, so in order to do this, please look at page 236 in your textbook. Okay. So I'll be giving you homework from 9.1c in your Google Classroom. Not all, maybe some of it. Okay, so let's do brainstorming 4. Okay, guys. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagram given here. So if you look at all the diagram have different equations. Let's bring this down. Okay, all of different equation. Okay, all with different equation. Okay, but let's look at the gradient. Okay, so you already learned where do you find the gradient. Okay, if you compare, 2 is the gradient. Okay, so 2 is gradient. 2 is the gradient. 2 is the gradient. Okay, so in all these 5 graphs, all the gradients is equivalent to 2. Okay, however, the y-intercept is different. Okay, boleh nampak rupa graph tu pun berbeza. Where it intersects at y is also different. Here it intersects at 2. Here it intersects at 4. Okay, here it intersects at 0. Okay. Then the next one at negative 2, and the last one at negative 4. So how do you know or find the connection between the gradient? All the gradients are the same. Okay, so let's look at the next part of the activity. So based on diagram 1 to diagram 5, we are going to see what is the value of the degree given here. All this degree and degree we want to find. Okay, so the first one is tangent 2 over 1, which gives you the value as 63.43. So let's look at the second one. Okay, so this is tangent. Okay, so tangent means what? TOA. TOA is opposite divided by adjacent, kan? So opposite is 4 divided by 2. Okay, so you may use your calculator. Okay, right, guys? So when you use your calculator, okay, tangent theta for 2, what's the answer you get? 4 divided by, you will get 63. So the angle will, the angle will still be 63.43. Okay, let's try the next one. Tangent 4 divided by 2 again. Okay, it still gives you the same answer. Okay, tangent 2 over 1. 2 over 1. It still gives you the same answer. And the last one, tangent 4 to 2, it still give you the same answer, which is 63.43. So are the values of the angle for 5 diagrams the same? Yes, they are the same. Yes, they yes, the angles are the same. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so now you look at this. This is once the diagram has been drawn, this is how it looks. Okay, kalau kita tengok, when we compare all the graph, right, these graphs are actually parallel to each other. So when you have the same gradient, so they have combined. So this is the graph by itself. So now they have combined all these 5 graph into one diagram. So when they combine into 5 graphs into one diagram, right, guys? You have learned this in when I think you were in form 1, if you remember, alternate corresponding angles, alternate angles. Okay, so if we compare this, right, this is letter F, corresponding angle. So the angle here at Q and the angle at S is the same. So the same thing goes here. Okay, so what we want to tell is, what's the finding here is, all the graphs given, all the 5 graphs given are parallel to each other. Why it's parallel? Sebab it has the same gradient. Okay, and if you look at the angle, is also the same. Okay, so the thing that we want to prove here is, guys, all the straight lines have the same gradients. So when they have the same gradients, they are actually parallel to each other. So if you have same gradient, the straight lines are parallel. Tu je. Okay, so this is something for you to remember. Okay, so example 8. So they just want you to determine whether the straight line y equivalent to 3x plus 5 is parallel to straight line 6x minus 2y equal to 9. So how to do this question? Okay, solution is very easy. So your solution is just to compare with y equivalent to mx plus c. Find the gradient. So the gradient of this, tak perlu you cari because it's already there, right? Okay, so what is the gradient then? Okay, the gradient is equivalent to 3. Okay, only for this question, only for the second equation, you have to find the gradient because it's not in the standard form. The straight line for 6x minus 2y equivalent to 9. So you have to change this to the standard form. Negative 2y, 9. 9, I'm going to push it here because I'm going to bring this over. So negative 6x. So a bit more changes on that. Negative 6x, negative 2 plus 9. Okay, so you will get 3x plus 9. Okay, so the gradient is 3. So sama tak? 3. This is also 3. That means the gradient of both straight lines are equal. That means it is parallel to each other. Understand, class? That's all. Okay. So please look through example 9. Fahamkan example 9 and example 10. So I will be giving you a few exercises from Mind Test 9.1D. Okay. So that's all. That's